Hello everybody and welcome to Connor Sports Up. So today I'm going to be doing a game preview for the Saints and Vikings game. So the Vikings are hosting the Saints. And right now I'm telling you my prediction is that the Saints win 24-21. The Saints were second in points for. They didn't do stuff for points against for the Saints for whatever reason. But we all know that they're really bad on defense or were really bad. We don't know how they're going to do this year, but we can assume they're going to be in the bottom half. The Vikings were 23rd for points for and 6 points against. Since I'm a Saints fan, I'm going to start with the Vikings. So Sam Bradford, he had 3,877 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions last year. I'm not the biggest fan of Sam Bradford, but again, he's not bad by any means. He was the first overall pick a while ago. So he's not the franchise quarterback he was supposed to be, but he isn't horrible. The reason why I feel like the Saints are going to win is because, number one, I don't think the Vikings offense is that good. Yeah, they have Dalvin Cook and Stephon Diggs, and Rudolph is pretty good. But I don't know. Sometimes their offense is on, sometimes they aren't. Let's look at their wideouts. So, Stephon Diggs, he had 903 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. He's going to be the primary threat in my opinion. Then Kyle Rudolph had 840 and 7 touchdowns, one of the better tight ends in the game. And Dalvin Cook, in terms of running backs, his junior year at Florida State, the Seminoles, he had 1,765 rushing yards and 19 touchdowns. So, obviously, he's going to be a good running back eventually. We can't expect him to be elite his first year, nevertheless, his first game. But their defense is good, or elite. They have Xavier Rhodes, who I believe had a career year in which he had 5 interceptions. And then there's Harrison Smith. He didn't have the best year. I believe he was injured for part of it, or all of it, really. I don't know. I couldn't find his stats. Daniel Hunter had 12.5 sacks. Everson Griffin had 8 sacks. Brian Robinson had 7.5. So let's see how it compares to the Saints. So obviously there's Drew Brees. He had 5,208 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. One of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game, arguably. I view him as the second best quarterback right now, only behind Tom Brady, but he is experts always say that he's a top 3 quarterback. Then there's the running game. There's Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, and obviously Adrian Peterson. With that said, I'm not believing that hype so much in Adrian Peterson. I believe he's going to have 500 rushing yards this season. He's 32 years old. He's going to be a good goal line back, but I don't know how much you can expect out of him. I do expect Mark Ingram to have another 1,000-yard rushing season. He had 1,043 rushing yards and about a little over 300 receiving yards. I didn't write the receiving yards down, I just remember it. Alvin Kamara had 596 rushing yards and 392 receiving yards. So obviously those numbers aren't elite for college, but the weird thing about tight ends and running backs out of college, sometimes the really good ones don't have elite numbers in college. It's just that NFL scouts want to see their traits. That's why they get drafted so high. But he's been killing in preseason, and I expect him to be the future back for the New Orleans Saints. Then looking at the wideouts, there's Michael Thomas, obviously. second year pro, had a great rookie season. He had 1,137 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns. He's a really good player. But of course, we lost Brandon Cooks to a trade for Ryan Ramczyk. So that's gonna hurt a little bit. And then Will Snead got suspended for DUI for 3 games. So yeah, that's gonna hurt. But we do have Ted Ginn, who had 752 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns. And honestly, Drew Brees did a lot more with a lot less. So as long as we have Drew Brees, we're gonna have an elite offense. We also have Kobe Fleener, 631 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. That's bound to go up. I honestly think our defensive line is kind of underrated. We have Cameron Jordan, who has 7.5 sacks. That's one of his worst years. And then Sheldon Rankins, who had 4.5 sacks as a rookie, who missed half of the season. So he's a really good, not really good, but a good defensive tackle, pass rushing defensive tackle. Then Alex Okafor in 2014, he had 8 sacks. But in 2015, I believe he had a total of like 6 sacks combined. But he was buried by death underneath Arizona, so he's not going to be buried underneath death with the New Orleans Saints. And then Kaluki Haha, 2014, I believe, his rookie season. He had 4 sacks and 4 forced fumbles. He's been injured a lot with ACL tears or whatever. Let's hope he's healthy, because if he's healthy, he could be a really good player. And then Muhammad has been playing really well too. He's a 6th-round draft pick, but he was drafted that low because of personality issues, apparently. And then moving on to the linebacking core, I'm not the biggest fan. Monte Teo is their middle linebacker. Craig Robinson, I believe, weak side or strong side, one of the two. And I don't know who's the other starting outside linebacker. It might be the 3rd-round rookie, Allison, the dude with the long blonde hair. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But honestly, last year, the linebacking core is what killed us. A lot of people think that our defensive backs are bad. I don't think so. They were just torn up by injuries last year. But if you looked at the game film, or just watching the games in general, we always got killed up in the middle by passing attempts, by slot wideouts, halfbacks, tight ends, and who covers that? Strong safeties and linebackers. And we had one of the worst linebacker play I ever seen in a while last year. By their secondary, I really like their secondary. The Saints secondary, obviously, which is for people. That's gonna be weird for people to hear, because people who don't really know the Saints would think that their secondary is garbage. But no, both Delvin Breaux and PJ Williams got injured for the whole year, basically, in week 1 and week 2. So we started undrafted rookies. But let's look at their secondary. So yeah, Delvin Breaux is injured again. Seems like that happens every year. But he's a good player. Once he's healthy, he's going to be good. PJ Williams, he was out basically the whole year. But I feel like he's going to be a real good player. Marshawn Lattimore, 2nd best cornerback in my mind who was in the draft, only behind Sidney Jones. Both had injury problems, but I believe Sidney Jones had an ACL tour or something like that. And then Sterling Moore, I really like that guy. He came in, performed pretty well. He had 2 interceptions. And then I really like our safeties. Now start off with Raphael Bush. Free safety. Hard hitter, that's what we kind of need. We need a presence on defense. He's going to bring that. Other strong safety is Von Bell. He had a decently good rookie season. I believe he had 2 forced fumbles, a decent amount of tackles. He did have a sack, I believe. And then Marcus Williams, he can play either strong or full. He had 5 interceptions at Utah. He's a ball hawk that we need. And then Kenny Vaccaro, very good player, near Pro Bowl level Last year he had 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles as a strong safety, but he was suspended for 4 games for using Adderall. And apparently he used Adderall watching his cousin play high school football. So yeah, there's that. But like I said before, I believe that the Saints are going to win 24-21. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to share the video. Thank you.